Yes, guys, make sure you're following us on Apple Podcast and Spotify and subscribe to our YouTube channel. It massively helps us out. Enjoy. Hello and welcome to Ball Talk with me, Lewis Bryan. Today, I'm joined by pro footballer for Dagenham and Redbridge, NIK Tavares. So how did you get into football? How did you like who introduced you to it?
My dad, but from what I've read now and heard, because I listen to a lot of podcasts, he probably
Yeah.
done it the wrong way.
You really?
Kind of forced me into it.
Oh, really?
I think I was 4 years old, and he just took me down to the local. We called it soccer, but football.
Yeah.
Local football team. Just stuck me in a training session, and then I think I just started going every week from there.
Yeah,
And then I started excelling. When I got to already 8 and 9, I was better than the other kids.
That's
So
when you
then,
started to realise that I'm good at
yeah,
this.
and then I started to enjoy it more.
Yeah.
And you get confidence as a kid, and yeah, that's how it started, really.
Yeah. So what you was that? So that one in England then?
No,
Obviously you called it
that
soccer.
was South Africa.
So you
I grew up in Cape Town.
yeah.
My dad's Portuguese and my mum's Croatian though, so they both moved there.
Oh, so they both moved to Cape Town, and that's
Yeah,
where
when
you
they were
spent your whole.
teenagers. Yeah, and then they had me and my brother.
Really?
So I've got a few nationalities. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. So
yeah,
what was that like with growing up in Cape Town then? What ages were you there?
it was unreal.
Really?
Yeah, so beautiful, mate. I really want to take my missus, but it's tough because we only get June off
Oh, okay, yeah.
in football, and it's winter there. But it's honestly so beautiful. I know it sometimes gets a bad rep.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like, is it? I was gonna think, is it not dodgy growing up
That's more
there? Is there
Johannesburg, I
danger?
think.
Yeah, yeah,
But Cape Town's just stunning. Obviously, it has danger, but so does London.
yeah.
Everywhere has spots that you kind of want to avoid.
There's good and bad everywhere, I suppose. Yeah.
Yeah. So
What ages were you there then?
yeah. So from when I was born to 14,
Okay,
and I played football from 4 all the way up to 14, obviously.
for just a local team in.
Yeah. So the teams were called Tableview, Old Mutual, and then Hellenic. So just local sides.
Yeah. Do they have like
They have
professional sides
the
there?
PSL, which is Orlando Pirates, Kaizer
Okay,
Chiefs,
yeah.
which some people might recognize those names. But those teams are based in Johannesburg.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So
Um,
and that's sort of like the top level you can go to in there.
but I think the dream for most kids in South Africa is still to get to Europe and more specifically England.
Yeah.
Getting to the PSL is some achievement, but I think everyone has in the back of their mind trying to play abroad.
That's their goal, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. To
It
move
was
on.
my goal anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how did that come about?
So yeah, I was just playing really well up until the age of 14. Um, and then there was a scout who watched me for a few weeks in South Africa, and he had a relationship with an agent
Okay.
in England, which is pretty rare to find in South Africa that anyone knows anyone from England, but he did. And he just really liked me, and he liked how I played, and he communicated with the agent and said, "Listen, there's this boy. Why don't you organise him a trial?" And they did, and I went on trial at Brentford.
Yeah.
Me and my dad came to England, stayed in a Premier Inn for a month.
Yeah, really.
Yeah,
How
just
was
going
that?
on trial. So weird,
Was
mate.
it
It was the weather.
just
We
oh
were in
really?
3 pairs of jeans. Yeah, we were not used to it. So
Yeah.
cold
Not the
compared to
fact
South
that you were
Africa.
staying in a Premier Inn, but it's
No, that
more the
was
weather.
fine. That was fine. Yeah, the weather was crazy.
Yeah.
And then my mum and brother stayed back in South Africa because they had a business and he was going to school.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then I did the trial for a month and then got signed by Brentford on a scholarship.
Yeah.
And me and the family packed up and moved over.
Everyone moved over.
Yeah, my brother joined the academy as well.
Oh, okay,
So I
nice.
think I joined at under 15s. My
Y-
brother was under 13s.
So everyone was happy to just move, pack their
Yeah,
bags, change their
closed the
lives.
business.
Really?
Yeah,
And then how was it like coping as a family moving over? Was it all right?
it's fine. It was exciting.
Yeah, I suppose.
I think because I started at 4 and my brother started so young as well with football, my parents were always very supportive.
Yeah.
If that opportunity was to ever arise, we were always going to take it.
Yeah, you don't go back and
Yeah,
have some regrets.
yeah. But I don't know if every family would do that. I think I was probably just lucky.
Yeah,
Um,
definitely. There's a lot of parents that wouldn't give any support with
it's a
that
lot
sort of
to give
stuff.
up,
Yeah, it's a lot.
especially because they had a successful business. We had a house, we had a life there.
Yeah.
But again,
S-
I was willing to leave my friends. I remember crying my eyes out on the plane. It was
Really.
a mixture of emotions because I'm so happy to be going to fulfill this dream. But then at 14 to leave all your best friends,
So early, you don't know what could happen.
mate, I was bawling on the
Yeah,
plane. My
yeah.
mum was cuddling me and
No
but I still
way.
did it. It's still what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
So
And that's
yeah,
the thing, they've moved over not knowing really like well, knowing how hard it is to make it as a footballer.
it's a gamble.
And you're so young still as
Yeah,
well. You could get 2 years and not even enjoy it anymore.
yeah. I think the other thing is though, like when I look now at all my best friends who grew up with me there, they've all left South Africa as well.
Yeah.
Whether it's like to get a better education in America, go to a uni in Europe. I think most people want to get out of South Africa in general just for a better
Yeah,
future.
it's a common theme maybe, yeah.
So we did it a bit earlier, and there was a risk attached with it because in football you never know who's going to make it. But
Yeah.
it probably would have happened further along the line anyway.
At
So
some point. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
I think so.
So you went to Brentford for as a scholar.
Yeah,
So
that's right.
how was that? Because that academy shut down, didn't it?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
so weird, but it was unreal.
Yeah.
Like Brentford's academy, honestly, I developed so much in that couple of
Yeah,
years that I
yeah.
was there. Um,
I remember playing against you actually.
really?
Yeah, yeah. I
What
remember
Palace?
Palace, yeah, for Palace and you were Brentford. It was under 16s, but obviously I
Yeah.
think for some reason maybe it was like something to do with your international clearance. You had to play down for a bit, didn't you?
Yes. Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah, and I
Yeah.
remember playing. I was like, "Who's this kid? He's like bigger than everyone else, running around everyone."
Yeah. Was that at goals
Yeah, at
at
Palace.
Palace?
Yeah, how
Yes, I
Palace used
remember
to
that.
be.
I played centre mid that day.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think I back too.
yeah. You might have. Yeah, we weren't that great.
Uh,
Um,
wow. Yeah, I forgot about. Yeah, that's right. So I couldn't get my international clearance for a whole year,
yeah,
so I had to play in a lower age group. I don't know why I was allowed to do that, but for some reason that worked. And then they
just
were putting on friendlies just for me to get some game time in my own age group because I
yeah.
couldn't play any of the competitive
What? Just
matches.
because nothing, the like, what
I
the
don't know.
papers
I
hadn't
don't know
gone
if
through, or
South Africa were taking long or I just wasn't a priority because I was such a young player. But it took a whole year.
really?
Yeah. But I developed a lot in the training. I mean, the coaches there were excellent. Like
Yeah, yeah,
you can see from so when they closed the academy after the 2 years of me being there. So I was under 16 at that point, I think it was. Everyone went on to like really good clubs. One went to Man United, one went to Man City. I ended up going to Palace. Someone
yeah.
went to Tottenham. Like it just showed the level
The
of the
talent that was
academy.
there.
Yeah,
They had good technical coaches there.
that's what it was.
Do you
Yeah.
remember Daniel Buck? Daniel
Yeah,
Buck?
he was
Yeah,
the best, mate.
I,
Danny Buck was the best.
he was
Honestly,
great. Yeah,
the drills he had us doing, like I remember some of the skills I developed under him. Like, I know I'm centre back, but like it helps me today
yeah, yeah. It
just to
does.
have
Quick
like,
feet and
yeah, it
yeah, that's
really does.
I had him as in like under 9, 10 when I was on trial like at the different academies at Tottenham though.
Mm.
And I remember just like do half hour, 40 minutes every session of doing these little like quick feet drills.
Yes, you start the
Yeah.
sessions with that.
And it was just like
It was like a routine you had to follow
and it just stays with you the whole time
for
and everyone
sure. Yeah,
knows you as like having these quick feet now.
I
So
think he's at Arsenal now. I
yeah,
think
he
he went
is.
back to do the academy.
Obviously I'm coaching at Crystal Palace at the moment
Yeah.
and I see him at Arsenal, but he didn't
Oh, yeah.
recognise me.
Oh, really? He's a top
I
guy
mean I
though.
was 9, so
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
He's a lovely guy. Yeah, he was
Yeah.
a top coach.
So yeah, he was top coach and
Mm.
top man. But so you then had to leave obviously Brentford
Yeah.
because it shut
So
down.
yeah, after the 2 years, me and all my teammates had to leave, and it was kind of like go fight for your life. Like everyone just went on trial everywhere.
Yeah.
I went.
This is closing. You've got to go get
It's
somewhere
mental.
else.
Yeah. Some boys never found clubs. Like that was the end of their careers because they just struggled. I don't think many of us had agents at that age.
Yeah,
Luckily, I did. So I went on trial all over the country. I went to Wolves, then I went to Middlesbrough, then Brighton, and then Palace.
yeah.
Um, a few of
So
them didn't work out for different reasons. I don't know if you want to get into that, but ended up signing my pro at Palace then
yeah,
after
yeah,
being on trial. So it worked out quite well.
yeah, yeah. What were was it like? Were they giving you reasons, the clubs? Why some did nothing?
So Wolves offered me a contract. I think they offered me a 3-year contract at that
Yeah,
age, which was sick.
yeah,
But at that age, so I had an agent, and I guess you're easily influenced at that age. And they were offering me, I can't remember what the exact amount was, maybe like 400 a week, up to 500, up to 600 over the 3 years. And the way my agent was kind of speaking to me, he was telling me that shows that they don't value you if that's what they're going to offer you
yeah,
because I
yeah,
know what some of the other boys are on at Wolves. So he kind of like infiltrated me a little bit, and I was like, yeah, you're right.
yeah.
So we ended up not taking the deal. We just
Really.
left, yeah, we because they wouldn't up the money,
And
and
compared to
I
the other
wouldn't
boys,
accept
you
that.
just feel like you're down the
Yeah,
pecking
because
order a
he
bit.
had a few other players at Wolves, so
Yeah,
he knew what like the standard mark was, and I was well below that.
yeah,
Um, so in my head, it made sense because it showed that they didn't really value me, and we could get better elsewhere.
yeah, yeah,
So looking back at it, I don't know. I probably would take the deal now,
yeah,
but at that age, just made sense to me. So then we left there, went to Middlesbrough.
Middlesbrough,
Was there for
gone
a
all over.
week. Yeah, played against Man United, lost 5-0. Who was it? DJ Buffon and Angel Gomez just
Yeah.
tore us apart.
Oh mate, they've had some good. It's but
Their
that age
academy was
group
a
was good.
joke,
Yeah.
yeah. But it just wasn't for me, Middlesbrough. Like we were just kicking it long, and I was like, I'm not going to sign at
Not
Wolves. Why am I
enjoying
going to
it.
sign? Yeah,
Yeah.
so honestly, we just left there as well. It was
Yeah.
mental how I was doing it.
Oh, so that was it. So one club to the other.
Yeah,
So
so
they
I
were you.
chose to leave Wolves because I didn't value the contract. And Middlesbrough, I just didn't like how they were playing.
Yeah.
Then we went to Brighton. Brighton, I was there for a couple of weeks staying in digs. They liked me, they wanted me, but they had to pay compensation for me
Yeah.
to a team in South Africa, like the younger academy
Oh,
teams.
okay,
I
right.
think it was a few thousand quid, but they weren't willing
They
to do it.
just couldn't. Maybe yeah. Especially if they've not seen a lot
Yeah.
of you, then
Yeah. I think they would have signed me had it not been for that,
yeah.
but they weren't willing to pay thousands of quid for me.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then I went to Palace. And then Palace went really well, and Palace offered me a pro
Yeah.
contract.
Yeah. So
So
what age did you? What age was that? So I remember your first. I remember you coming in first, but I can't remember
I
what
don't
age it was.
yeah, it was my first pro, so maybe
Yeah.
18.
18. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe I left Brentford a little bit later than 16. It's all a blur now, like
Yeah.
the years, but probably around 18.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How was your time at Palace? Obviously, I know me and you both, we've both struggled with injuries and all,
Mm.
but how did you find it?
Positive overall, like,
Yeah,
yeah, definitely. When I look back at it, like being involved with the first team, like managing to get on the bench in the Premier League.
yeah,
Yeah, some of the training sessions, like I take away a lot of confidence from my time at Palace,
yeah,
mainly when I
definitely.
was with the first team, because you get to see how you match up with people at that
Exactly
level,
that, innit? Yeah, it almost like, oh, I can do
and
this.
you keep that in the back of your head wherever you go.
Yeah, definitely.
Um,
That's
Obviously, I had the injuries though. I had like my left ACL when I was, I think, 19, and then a bunch of quad tears on both sides. But I don't know. I don't know how. I'm still trying to decide how I want to look at that. Like, because it builds character.
definitely.
It strengthens your mind. Like, it's good to go through some perseverance at a young age, I think, because it does build you up for your
Yeah,
when you get a bit older. When I look at myself now, like the amount of gains I've made mentally from having to go through that, probably wouldn't have done without it.
yeah,
So,
yeah. And then when
yeah,
it happens, maybe in the more important years, you might struggle to deal with it if you hadn't gone through
yeah,
gone through them previously.
definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's definitely the hardest the first time it happens.
Oh, mate, it's
You you
yeah,
know as well, yeah.
yeah, yeah. It's
Yeah.
just
It's tough.
it is tough when you see everyone else going out to train and you're in the gym,
Especially
but
at that age, you don't really know how to process it all. You
yeah,
don't unless you have someone in your ear telling you the right things, like, yeah, it got a bit dark for me. Like I remember
yeah,
buying like a book,
really,
buying a book about injuries and like how to deal with it, just because I didn't have anyone to speak to.
yeah.
There wasn't like a psychologist or like I didn't really know about podcasts at that age. So I was kind of taking upon myself to like find books and like stuff that could help
How
me.
do I deal with this? Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And eventually I got there, like I feel in a much better place now, the way I look at it all, and my outlook. So
Your mindset, yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, we spent a lot of months actually in the
loads.
physio room together.
Yeah, loads, mate.
Loads over the years,
Me and
yeah.
you, best buddies. Yeah.
Oh well. But yeah, it's good. It's good times. You can take good and bad from anything really.
Yeah,
It's
I
just the
think
way you look
everyone
at it.
goes through it at some stage.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
may not get as many injuries as someone else, but everyone gets in that physio room at some
Yeah,
stage in their career and looks out and everyone's training and they think,
yeah.
like, it's going to
But
happen to everyone.
of
So,
course. And then but it's just when you get the fourth and the fifth you think, come
yeah,
on,
why me?
give me a break.
Yeah.
No, but so you were at Palace for how long was you there? You left for me, didn't you?
Maybe 21,
21, yeah.
maybe 3 years or 3 or 4 years.
And you got on the first team, as you said, first
Yeah.
team bench. What was that feeling like when you found out? Who was it
A
against?
shock, to be honest. Yeah, it was a shock when they revealed the squad.
Yeah,
Because you always hope in the back of your head when you're training with them that you might get like on the bench, but you always have to wait for injuries or suspensions
yeah.
or so I think there might have been injuries or something. But it was during COVID, so I didn't quite get the full experience.
Oh, no fans.
No. So I
No.
think it was Bournemouth away, um, Anfield. There was one more,
Anfield must be good.
maybe Burnley.
Burnley,
That
yeah.
was the season before.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's all a bit mumbled in my head, but yeah, Anfield was unreal. But if there was fans, obviously a whole different experience.
Yeah, yeah.
But
Like,
it's still cool to see it like right there. You're sitting on the bench, knowing at any moment I could come on.
yeah, yeah.
So that was pretty surreal.
And like you said, this is genuinely how most people get their break is someone else getting injured, someone else's downfall, really, isn't it?
Most youngsters, yeah,
Yeah, like it's
yeah.
very hard to see someone just break in when there's a full squad.
No, it's difficult, isn't
You
it?
don't see it too much.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Tyreek, uh,
Tyreek probably is. Yeah, he got in. I think
Did Van
Patrick Van.
Aanholt get injured?
Yeah, maybe
Yeah.
for a little spell.
And then if you do well when you come in, then you keep your
You got to
place.
stay. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Same with
Especially
Aaron.
under Roy, like if you win, he kind of keeps the same
Yeah,
team.
yeah, yeah,
So
yeah. He's not afraid to keep backing you, is he?
no.
So Palace left at 21, and then you had a few different spells at different clubs, haven't you?
Yeah, so left Palace and then so I thought when I left Palace, if I'm being like totally transparent, I
Yeah,
thought like I would go to League One or League Two.
yeah,
Honestly, and I think a lot of boys coming out like the academy system do think that.
definitely.
But where I'd been on no loans, I'd had no first team exposure. Managers in League One and League Two kind of didn't respect that. Like
Yeah,
they need to know they can trust you
they
and that
don't
you've got
respect the under
minutes.
23s football at all.
No. So I had to go on trial at National League clubs. I went to Yeovil, I went to Bromley and Woking.
Yeah,
Um, Yeovil and Woking just didn't work out. And Bromley, their manager, got sacked when I was on trial, so that kind of messed up the whole trial.
yeah, yeah.
And then eventually, I went to Wildstone, and I went on
Okay,
trial there, and I signed there.
and that was in National League.
Yeah,
National League. Yeah.
yeah,
Okay. Nice.
yeah, and then had a really good season
Yeah.
once I signed there. Like it was actually the perfect club because the style of football they
Suited you.
play. Yeah, it's perfect for anyone who needs to like get games, like showcase themselves.
Yeah.
Just a good environment. The manager's top, Stuart Maynard, like only encourages you, wants you to play football the right way.
Yeah.
So like it was the perfect way for me to showcase how I play.
Yeah. Yeah. It's mad, isn't it? Because, like you said, with League One Championship teams, you think, oh, I'm coming from being a professional or a Premier League team, but you see, it's either you sort of fight to get in that Premier League side for 2, 3 years, like you said, maybe just only getting on the bench, and then you think, oh, I've got to go on loan now,
Hmm.
and then you've got no experience,
Yeah,
and they don't want to take you. But
that's why I think if you can get the like, I see Palace doing it better now. Where like who's not Scott Banks went to League
League
Two, I think.
League One Bradford, or is it League
League
Two?
One. Rob Street was
Rob
in League
Street's doing well,
One.
yeah,
Jez was at Charlton.
and I think he got Young Player of the Year, yeah, Young
Yeah,
Player of the
so
Year,
like I think that will set them up really well now. If
yeah,
they don't make it into Palace first team as a regular, when they leave, like Rob just done.
yeah.
I think where did Rob sign for? Another
He's
League One team?
he's going to. Oh, he did message me actually.
Cheltenham?
It's Cheltenham, yeah, you're at
Yeah.
Cheltenham,
So he's obviously got that league experience at Shrewsbury, I think it was.
yeah.
That puts him in such a better position than I was in when I left. So I think they're doing it the right way now.
Definitely. I think the academy's also got it's more of a spotlight on it now.
Mm.
It's sort of known as a better academy than 5, 6 years ago, I'd say. There's
Yeah.
a lot more internationals
They're
coming
Cat
out of
1
it.
now as well, aren't they?
Yeah,
The
yeah,
facilities is better.
yeah.
So fair
Facilities
play.
are good now. Yeah, very
Yeah.
good. Better than the older porter cabins.
Yeah.
Them
Mate,
days.
that was tough.
Yeah, tough. We come through it.
Yeah. Character building.
Porter cabins just in the gym all the time.
No one knows about that
Nah.
stuff. I think it's all glamorous.
Yeah, no, it's not. But well, it is now. But
Yeah, no, yeah.
so anyway, so you had your Wilson.
Yeah. So I had the season there
Yeah,
and
that went well.
yeah, really well.
Yeah,
I think I got like 30 games, so managed to avoid any major injuries. I think I had one injury kept me out for a month, so
yeah,
nothing, pretty standard stuff.
yeah, yeah,
Played really good football, got man of the match on the telly, like it was just going really well. And then at the end of the season, I signed for Dagenham, which is where I'm at now.
Okay.
So still in the National League,
Yeah.
but kind of should be at the other end of the table. Wiltshire are currently overachieving, so it's kind of tight between Dagenham and Wiltshire.
Oh,
But
okay.
you would think Dagenham should be pushing playoffs, trying to get promoted.
Top half,
Wiltshire,
definitely. Yeah.
Wiltshire should be struggling at the bottom, but they are
It's
overachieving.
a tough league, National League, isn't it? It's so
One of the
tough, I think.
toughest,
Yeah,
mate. Especially
definitely.
last year when we had Notts County and Wrexham.
Oh, and James at Woking done well, didn't they?
Yeah, they were flying.
Third, I think.
James done really well as well, didn't he?
Yeah, yeah. James done really well.
I look at James and I think like he's done so well for himself. Like he was maybe not getting enough game time at
Yeah,
Stevenage, and then he goes to Woking like one league down. But he must be thinking this is absolutely where I should be.
yeah. He just got a lot. He got a lot of niggly injuries when he was sort of started off at Bristol Rovers, didn't he? League
Mm.
One. He just kept getting niggly injuries. Dropped down League Two. Didn't really play. Then he's dropped down. Finally got a run of games.
Yeah,
Make
smashing it as
doing
well.
well.
Like his name's going around. Like he's
Yeah,
doing
yeah.
really well.
I think we might have to. Depends what time this comes out, but I might have to edit this out. But I think he's at signing for Harrogate now.
Oh, what a guy!
Should
I
yeah,
saw he hasn't signed his new deal.
yeah, yeah. He should go over the line, but I think
Harrogate's what League Two.
League Two, yeah,
Good for him, man. He
yeah, yeah.
deserves it.
Up
Where's
north,
Harrogate? Up north.
up north, yeah, yeah,
Oh, go on, Della.
yeah, yeah, yeah. He's not no more Brighton for him.
Yeah. Yeah, he's gonna have to get what, rent a flat or something.
Yeah, I think he
Maybe
said.
they'll have a house for the boys.
Yeah, yeah, whatever. I think he's got a hotel for the first month, and
Okay,
then he's probably sort something out with the boys. Yeah.
fair enough.
But so yeah, you're at Dagenham and Redbridge now. Yeah.
Hmm.
How's this last season been? I know you've just
Yeah,
you.
so
Go on.
yeah, sorry to
Tell us.
rush you. I had a good pre-season. Started the first few league matches. Actually changed position, so that gaffer who isn't there anymore, but he put me in centre mid,
Oh
like
yeah.
number 4.
Oh nice.
Yeah, I see you smiling. Don't
Yeah.
expect that one.
No,
Neither did
you've
I.
got that in the locker.
Yeah, I did really well
Yeah.
though, like just breaking up play, like keeping it moving, and yeah, was doing really well. Like honestly, like so consistent. Was looking really promising, and then one Sunday training session, guy fell on my leg, ACL done, surgery, and that was my season done. Yeah.
What? So what month was that? That is heartbreaking. It's heart.
Probably a couple of months after the season started.
Yeah. Like Octoberish.
Yeah, September, October.
And what are we now? That's like what 7, 8 months later.
Yeah, 8 months. Like now it feels brand new, and I'm gonna start preseason as per normal with the lads,
Yeah.
and hopefully just try and replicate that form and have a good season. But yeah, it's been the whole season. I've been in the stands, in the physio room, trying to fix my knee.
So it's been a hard season for you then.
Luckily, it's been smooth though.
Yeah.
Like I
Smooth
spoke
rehab
to a
for you.
lot of boys who's had like complications after surgery, had to go back under
Yeah.
and maybe remove like some.
Little problems here and there.
Yeah, you know when like tissue becomes hard and they need to loosen it up, or
Yeah.
your meniscus is falling, like loads of little things that can go
Yeah.
wrong.
Well,
But
yeah.
mine's been smooth.
What do you think? Do you think that's
So
down to? Do you think that's down to what? How you looked after your body compared to during the recovery, or a bit of genetics? Like,
probably a bit of everything.
yeah, a bit of
Like,
everything.
yeah, I'm very disciplined and I
Yeah.
always try and do the right things, but I can't say that that's the reason why. It's
Yeah.
probably
Yeah.
a lot of luck.
Yeah.
Um, a bit of both,
Yeah.
everything, I think. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
How? So what was your life looking like when you do like let's say the last 5, 6 months?
yeah. So when I first done it, so I got my surgery. I think what people don't realize if they haven't seen anyone who's had surgery before, especially on ACL or
Yeah.
knee, like within 2 months, I went from like pretty big quad to like muscular, like
Yeah.
pretty shredded. Within 2 months of that surgery, honestly, I looked ill.
It goes
If I
just
showed you a
so
picture,
quick.
I looked ill, bro. Like my quad was like half the size of my missus. It was like my
Yeah.
calves.
Yeah. No.
Like it was
Honestly.
scary.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
And it'll take a few weeks for it to all go, and it takes almost a year to get it back.
yeah,
It's
took
crazy.
months of hard work in
Yeah,
the
it's
gym.
crazy.
It's still not as big as my other side, but
No.
like it's at least getting there now.
Yeah, it's bigger than your missus
So
now.
yeah, doesn't take much, but
Yeah, yeah.
um, yeah. So it was just a lot of gym, a lot of lower body gym, a lot
Yeah.
of strengthening the quads.
Did you when you first like done it and you think so is that your second time you done your
Yeah, so I
ACL?
did my left side when I was like 18.
Yeah.
And that's why I kind of, as soon as it happened, I knew what it was
Was it like
on the pitch.
how do you what like do you have to have a mindset shift as soon as it happens? Is it like right, I've done this and I can
I took my time. I
yeah,
took my time of like, what's the right word? Grieving. Like,
yeah. Just
there was
let
a few days of like, this again, like,
whatever emotion it is, just let it be. Yeah.
yeah. And like, obviously, like, it's not ideal for like my missus and stuff, but
Yeah.
as long as you've got people around you who are patient and loving, like, they'll let you do that. And then after I had my week of whatever I needed to do, then it's just like, you know,
Right, back on it.
yeah,
Yeah.
back on it. I try and just look at
That's your
things like,
focus.
yeah, like, it's a challenge.
Yeah.
And this is something I thought about as well because I've had so many months now to dive into like
Yeah, tell me about it.
different ways of thinking. I think it's always this can always be a positive if you pretend your life's going to be a film or a book one day. Doesn't necessarily have to actually happen, but if you visualize it like that, you see this as just a chapter. Like this is going to help you grow, and it's going to add to the story and make it more dramatic. And
Yeah.
you know when you go to film and like
No one wants a boring
no, you don't want just like you
Yeah.
want that, and then they come
Yeah.
back, and then like so I like to look at it like that, even though it might not happen one day, and I might not have those things.
Yeah.
It still helps me get through the process.
Yeah, definitely.
So like I want to be that like hero in my own film. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, yeah. And
Not
that's
to
your
like
mindset.
yeah, not to like flip and cringe out the audience here, but that's just it helps me get through it a little bit because then you just see it as a chapter, like a chance to like persevere, grow, develop your mindset,
Yeah,
and just adds to the story. I think.
100%.
Yeah.
like you said, well, yeah, like you said, it would just be boring if it was just all
How boring! I wouldn't go see that film.
that film that film
No,
be rubbish.
trash. Yeah.
Yeah, no, and that's what you
So
got to do. Otherwise, you will, like you said, you just end up losing your mind if you think, why is
yeah,
this happening to me?
and I
Like,
think like I got to develop like things, ways of thinking like that from going through
yeah,
that difficulty. Because if I was just playing every game and doing well, I wouldn't have had a chance to develop that mindset.
yeah,
So like little things like that, you just pick up along the
just got to
way.
embrace, enjoy the fact that you,
Embrace it. What a great word.
yeah,
Yeah,
enjoy the fact you get to do this
yeah,
regularly. Some people don't
exactly.
get to do it. Do you know
That
what I
you
mean?
could. There's so many ways you could
Yeah,
look at it. Yeah.
definitely.
So
But another thing I wanted to touch on actually is so you've played for your country.
yeah.
How you because when you were at Palace with me,
Mm.
you played for Croatia, was it?
Yeah, so I represented Croatia under 18s, 19s, and 20s.
Yeah, so
So
three
never got
years,
to the 21s mark. Think mainly because so all my teammates who I played with up to that point went on to play first team football.
and they picked the 21s from first team
Yeah,
football.
it was very hard to
Yeah,
make Croatia 21s playing for Palace 23s.
yeah, yeah. That's
If I'd got a loan, maybe,
maybe you
but it
could,
didn't
yeah.
happen. Yeah,
But you were eligible for it. Was you're eligible for how many?
Croatia
Yeah.
and South Africa at the moment because those are the passports I hold.
Oh, okay.
But if I got a Portuguese passport, I could also play for Portugal.
Portugal, yeah.
So, but at the moment, I've only represented Croatia at youth level.
Yeah.
So,
Suppose if you so if the
yeah,
opportunity comes, could still switch over, couldn't you?
yeah.
You
It's
haven't.
it's difficult. Like it's not easy because I grew up in South Africa.
Where's your heart? Yeah, that's what I mean.
It's tough. Like people say that to me, like just choose what feels right. But I grew up wearing all the tops. Like I
Yeah,
grew up
no.
wearing Ronaldo every day of my life, and then I had Croatia, and then obviously I'm going to watch South Africa play because
So
I
they
live.
all hold the
It's
place.
like
Yeah,
yeah, I'm just gonna see what presents itself and like
go from
what
there.
feels right. Yeah, no opportunity has presented itself as such right now. So like I'll just deal with that when it comes,
Yeah,
and yeah, we'll see.
yeah.
Yeah,
Hopefully that opportunity does come. Yeah.
yeah, it'd be sick.
So
Be
what's your?
unbelievable.
So obviously you said you're back training now.
I'll join back in. So we do preseason testing tomorrow
Okay.
and Friday, and then from next week training will start.
Yeah.
So I'm clear to start training as per normal, and then I'll just ease my way back in.
Yeah. Nice.
In terms of like minutes, I'll just judge how I feel in training. Maybe train for a couple of weeks
Yeah. And you just got to stay
and go
patient
from
with
there.
yourself and your knee, I suppose.
You have to be so mature because now I just
Yeah.
want to jump back in and
Yeah.
like I
Do
want to give
everything.
myself the best chance of starting when the league starts.
Yeah.
I want to get in front of the manager's eyes, but then you have to just slow down a bit and go, we've done 8 months of hard work. Let's not.
Ruin it all.
Yeah.
Definitely. Like you said off camera, you went sliding in and you think, oh God, I shouldn't do that.
Yeah. Made a slide tackle the other day
Yeah.
and then got up and thought, oh my gosh, what am I doing?
Yeah.
Just came to me though. So I guess that's good. I'm not really thinking about it.
Yeah. It's not on your mind.
Hmm.
Yeah. There's nothing worse. Um. Yeah. So well. So your plans this year, I suppose, just to get back fit. Is it? Get back fit, like fully fit, as
Hmm.
much game time as you can.
Yeah. I want to excel though.
Yeah.
Like I do want to excel. This is my last year at Dagenham. So, and I know I'm good enough. Like my
To move
confidence
up.
is, yeah, from my experiences at Wildstone, from that last season, 2 months of the season,
Yeah.
whatever it was, playing for Dagenham. I know how good I am, so I just want to go and show that.
Yeah.
Um, and then we'll see what the future holds at the end of the season.
But obviously that's your aim then, just to keep trying to climb up the leagues, I suppose.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. I want to go
Yeah.
as high as possible. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like we said, having trained with Palace and like been involved with the first team, like I know what it takes and I believe in myself. So
Yeah. You can put
yeah,
yourself
that's
next to
still
them
the
and
goal. Yeah,
compare yourself, can't you? If you're
still the
training with
goal
them
to
every
get to
day.
back to the Premier League. Like I
Yeah.
know it's a long shot and I'm already 24 now, but that's the goal. And if I fall short,
Yeah.
gee, it's not bad. Yeah,
Exactly. Yeah. As long as you know in your head that you've done everything you can,
yeah,
and then hopefully you get there.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah. Nice. Right. Well, we'll go on to talk about a bit of Prem football now.
Let's go.
Do you support?
No,
No, I
that's
remember
why
you
this is
saying.
interesting. I'm a neutral.
Yeah. So you literally haven't got
When
it.
I was younger, it was Chelsea,
Yeah. Okay.
but then I kind of like grew out of it. I don't
Yeah.
know, maybe because I started playing, and I never grew up in England, so like I wasn't as passionate about
You
like
didn't see the
supporting a
culture
club.
from young.
Yeah, I wasn't going to games,
Yeah.
and
Yeah. So you'd
yeah,
say at the moment you don't support anyone.
no, neutral. So
Right.
very fair
Okay.
opinions.
So who would
Yeah,
you, let's say this season coming up, who would you want to win? Or have you literally got,
who do I want to win?
yeah, who would you like to see win? Like, not that you support them, but just a team you'd like to see do well.
Oh, I'd love to see Arsenal win because
Yeah,
most of my mates support Arsenal, to be
yeah, yeah.
fair.
I'm an
So they'd
Arsenal
be
fan.
buzzing. Oh, you are as well.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, that would be nice just to see them absolutely buzzing.
yeah. Someone take it off City.
One of my boys work for Arsenal, so I can go to some of their games
Oh
and
yeah,
stuff. Yeah,
yeah,
so probably
nice.
Arsenal.
Yeah,
Do I think they're gonna win?
no.
Man City. If Man City sign Gvardiol from Leipzig, the
Oh
centre
yeah,
back,
yeah, yeah. What you think? Game
game
over.
done.
Curtains.
He is so good, mate.
Is he from what position?
Like left centre back, he'll play like where
Jersey.
Aki plays.
Oh, okay,
But
yeah,
he's a joke. Like so athletic, so good on the ball.
yeah.
Yeah, proper player.
And I mean, if they get Declan Rice, that'll be
Yeah,
fine. I can't see
Arsenal.
him going.
I think Arsenal will take him.
Yeah, I mean, at the time of this comes out, he might have already signed, but
Yeah, I saw they put in a new bid, didn't
he's
they?
on the fence at the moment.
Yeah,
Hopefully, he goes Arsenal.
yeah.
Praying.
Probably be them two in Liverpool again.
Yeah. Go on, top four predictions.
Man City,
Yeah,
Arsenal, Liverpool, and United.
in that order. Yeah, one, two.
United third,
United third, Liverpool fourth.
probably.
I'd reckon I'd probably go City, Arsenal. I can actually see Arsenal getting third or fourth.
Maybe United
I
coming up.
think City, United,
Yeah, that it's a
Arsenal,
toss up between United and Arsenal, I
yeah,
think.
and I think Newcastle. I don't think Liverpool or
Oh, I
Chelsea are
forgot
getting
about
it.
Newcastle.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there's going to be a
they
lot
look
of big
very
teams
steady.
missing out.
They're in the Champions League, aren't they?
Yeah,
That'll
that'll be
be
good to
very
see, man.
interesting. Yeah,
Oh
yeah.
yeah, St James's Park Champions League will be unreal.
Be proper.
Yeah.
That
So
atmosphere is a joke.
it is top in it.
Maybe the best. Yeah,
Yeah,
away that Anfield.
yeah, maybe. Anfield Champions League's good.
Yeah,
Palace is good.
Palace is yeah
Just not Champions.
underrated.
Oh, Champions League nights at Palace would be
Yeah,
unbelievable.
they're proper. That
Yeah,
what are they called?
the Fanatics. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, behind the goal.
yeah. They have a couple not even looking at the game, just sort of organising everyone.
Yeah.
No, but yeah, they're good. They're good fans. Go on. Three relegated. Who do you reckon?
So who came up? It was Burnley,
Burnley have come up.
Sheffield United.
Luton, Sheffield United. Yeah,
I love that Luton got promoted, but
they're going
it's
back down,
so
man.
much smaller than all the rest of the
They're
teams.
down. I'm sorry.
Luton, Bournemouth.
Yeah,
That sacking was.
I'd agree with you
I'm
on them two.
skeptical about
Luton,
that.
Bournemouth.
And then,
I'm going Sheffield United. I think Luton, them two are going back down.
yeah, I'll match you on that. It's
Yeah,
probably a good
and
bet.
then Burnley stay up. I reckon. I reckon they could do well.
Yeah.
I reckon they could get up.
Nathan Teller was flying there. I want to see if he's going to re-sign
Yeah,
because I think his
they've not
contract
really
is with
made
Southampton.
any big signings though. They've not really made
See,
any
they
like
were in pre-season like a month early.
were they?
They went in like start of when was it? Start of June.
Did they?
So
Yeah.
I don't know if he's going to give
Not
them
messing
another
about.
break.
Mate, what like another like 2 weeks or something?
Yeah, if they go all the way, if they just go through, that's
Yeah. Well,
mental.
because they finished probably
Yeah,
middle of May.
I've never seen a team do that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
not that
like
early.
first couple of weeks of June they were in.
Well,
Yeah,
everyone else
Vincent
on
Company
holiday.
not messing around.
Yeah, yeah. But I think they could get like mid-table. To be honest, I think they'll do well.
I could see it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How about a surprise team? We'll go one surprise team. You reckon that will do overachieve, and we'll do underachieve as well. I think Burnley's my overachievers,
Yeah, it's a good shout.
just because I think he's got that team playing well. I know they've had a few
Overachievers.
loan players who have are not with her next year,
Mm.
but I do think under company
I never
they'll do
watched
well.
too many of their games. I saw a couple of the highlights and
Yeah.
stuff. Um, Underachievers, I think I'm gonna go. I don't know if it's an underachiever. I'm gonna say Wolves.
What
I think they're
to
gonna be
be
down there,
yeah
like literally
struggling.
scrapping. Yeah,
Yeah, and you'd think that they're sort of established themselves as a mid-table team,
yeah.
wouldn't they?
So I
So
think they'll underachieve
yeah,
in that aspect. Not so much of a shock, but underachieve
yeah. Underachievers. I reckon it's gonna be Liverpool.
again.
Yeah, I can't see him doing like getting top four. I can see him finishing like sixth or
Really?
seventh.
What if Nunes comes and he's just a different guy?
Yeah, listen, I could be I could be completely wrong, but I just don't think underachieving for them. I'd say is not getting top four really.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. I think they'd struggle.
I'll probably match you on Burnley overachieving. I
Yeah,
can't think of too many that are going to surprise me.
yeah, yeah,
Like Brighton, but kind of expect it from them now.
yeah. What do you reckon with Haaland? Do you reckon he's going another 50 goals? You reckon?
He's a freak.
Yeah, he is, isn't he?
He's just such a freak.
Yeah.
So athletic.
The fact he's just made Kane no one even really spoke about his 30 goals he got. I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure that's his best tally ever.
Haaland, if he keeps this up,
I can see him.
could you see
It's
him getting up to like Ronaldo stats?
yeah, in terms of goals, and it's just goals really. But I've got it's unpopular opinion here with Man City. I reckon this is the start of them dropping off. As in, no, no, listen,
How do
because
you see that?
no, because right, Man City. they've just dominated everything. I
Mm.
can still see them going and winning the Prem next year. They've lost a couple players. Bernardo Silva looks like he's on the way out. Gundogan's going.
Hmm.
I can see them winning the Prem next year. Haaland going to Madrid, and they slowly. I can't see Pep there for another 3 4 years.
Yeah, that's probably very important. Like whatever Pep does,
Yeah,
I think the players are very attached to him.
I reckon like 3 4 years they're like just the top four, not always challenging for the title.
That's a hell of a bet.
Listen, we'll replay this back in four
Hell
years'
of a
time.
bet.
But
No, I can't wait for fantasy Premier League,
oh
mate.
yeah,
I'm addicted to that.
yeah, we'll get
It's
in the
not
same
good for my
league.
mental health,
Yeah.
honestly.
How did
Yeah,
you get on in our league last year? You
just
done
like, I'm a mid-table
yeah,
guy.
same.
Yeah,
I don't even think I was
it's
mid-table.
tough, man. You
Yeah,
miss one week, like, 'cause you're just doing something with your mates, or like got a football game, and I forget to do it.
and someone's out of the team or
Jeez,
something, or
mate, like
red
you drop
cards.
down so many
Yeah,
places. Yeah, it's good fun though.
yeah,
Makes
it's
me
good
watch
fun.
every game.
Yeah,
Yeah,
keeps you involved in it all, doesn't
yeah,
it?
yeah,
Yeah,
proper.
yeah, we'll do one. We need to get one set up
Yeah,
this
I'll
year.
do that. Yeah,
Yeah. Well, listen, Nick, that's it, mate.
cool, bro.
Yeah,
Thank you for having me.
yeah. Thanks for coming on.
Been
It's
a
been a
pleasure.
pleasure.
Cool, bro.
Good chat. Thank you.
Nice one.
Yes, guys, thanks for watching this week's episode. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, could you please follow us on Apple Podcasts and Spotify and subscribe to our YouTube channel? It massively helps us out.